Alright. Hey y'all, this is Preak Piper Skip. I want to thank everybody for subscribing to my channel, and thank you for commenting and showing me the love. I appreciate it, and I hope to get to y'all's channels and see everything that's being posted, and learn about pipes. Yeah, thanks for that. Tonight I'm smoking a very cherry. It's got a little Preak, or not Preak, a little Latakia. It's got some Latakia blended in there just to offset the sweetness. But I love cherries. And the pipe I'm using is called El Morania. I'm guessing that's how it's pronounced. And it says El Walla Algeri. So I don't think I've ever smoked this one before, but it's size and shape that I like. And hold on a second. Yep, there's a cherry. Woo! My favorite. I'm also sipping this scotch. It's a Compass box. I've never had it before, but it's very nice. It's not over any, it's not too much of anything. It is kind of peaty, smoky, but not near as much as how they say it, Islay Scotch. It's not a Lagavulin, that's for sure. Anyhow, I had a question about church wardens. I don't own one. I've never smoked through one, and if you guys could, tell me what it is about church wardens. Why do they exist? Like, what are the pros? What are the cons? I imagine cleaning the stem would be one of the cons, but I don't know. I've never had one. I'd like to get one in my collection. What would be the best type of tobacco to smoke through it? So I'm learning about this, and so I'm looking forward to your input. Church wardens. Do you like them? Do you not like them? And pros and cons. Second thing, I just wanted to talk about. I was in Newland, Cornwall, and it was an interesting pub. And I was sitting there with my shippies, and we looked up at the ceiling, and there's one of everything tacked up on the wall. Like, literally one of everything. And at first we're like, oh, this is crazy. Look, there's a this, there's a that, there's a this, there's a that. And then after a while we're like, well, is there a something, an empty pack of cigarettes, And we'd start looking, and, oh, sure enough, there it is over there, How about a blowfish? Yep, sure enough, there's a blowfish over there. A trumpet, yeah, in the corner, see it? This place had everything tacked up on the ceiling. And the interesting thing, here's piping artist Steph. Say hi.
Yeah, see you later.
Certainly. The other interesting place, or the other interesting thing about this pub was it was right across the street from the last place the Mayflower was in before it went to the New World. So, like, it left wherever it was in England, and then it stopped at Newland, Cornwall, got some water. Then next thing you know, biggity bam, is there Plymouth Rock. But
and where was this? In Cornwall?
Yeah, Cornwall, Newland, Cornwall. It also has the oldest tide gauge, active tide gauge in the United Kingdom. See that light? But
Ooh, that's a pretty pipe.
it's a pretty pipe, and I like what. Oh, that's a cigar you're smoking.
Yeah, I'm smoking an acid blonde.
I smell the spiciness of it. It's nice.
And these are pretty inexpensive, you know, $5 or $4 little tiny cigars. I like them. But so, and how long were you in Cornwall?
I was there for about 2 months. I was working, so I wasn't there every day in Cornwall. I had to go offshore and do some work, but there was a lot of down days because of weather and stuff. So I got to, you know, kick around. I was went to Penzance, which is just right down the road from Newland, and a couple of the other towns. A beautiful area, and they do a walking tour where people can. You take your suitcase, you throw it in the back of the van drives to the next town, and you basically just walk the coast. And when you get to the hotel, your bags are there, and then the next day the van picks your bags up, takes it again. So it's like a 50 miles you end up walking. But beautiful part of the country.
There was isn't there a guy on Hulu or Instagram? No, Hulu or YouTube or Netflix or
the
Amazon.
Poldark?
No. The show where the guy does walking tours all over the place.
I don't know that one.
I was watching a guy who does these walking tours of England and checks out different places from history. So what were you saying about church wardens? I've never smoked a church warden.
Me neither. That's it. I see them. I see them online. Aesthetically, they're appealing. You know, they got a Gandalf kind of a feel to them. You know, but I've never smoked one before. The advantage I would guess it would have would be that it would be very cool. You won't get a lot of tongue bite from something with such a long stem.
Yeah, I've never smoked out of one. I'd like to.
So.
One thing that's really cool about that bar you were talking about is I've seen bars all over the place, and I don't know if they got the idea from some of the old pubs in the old world, England and Ireland, but I've seen, and even worked in pubs where we had allowed people to staple dollar bills or write on the walls or, you know, staple items to the ceiling, and I think that's just such an amazing idea. It's kind of like the bar takes on its own history.
Yeah, I was in Penzance. There was a bar called the Admiral Benbow. It was a pub, and the entire inside of it was furnished with shipwreck stuff. You know, they're famous for their shipwrecks on the Cornish coast, and so like you're sitting at a table that would have been like came from a shipwreck.
Oh, wow.
Know? Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And the walls of this place were like 2 feet thick. No kidding. The walls were like this thick. You know, it's like they knew how to build them back then. But yeah, it's a Monday. It's a Monday evening. I got my pipe. I just got home from work. We're having a couple of drinks. I'm enjoying this wonderful lady next to me, and I hope you guys make some comments and learn me up about church wardens. Do you have anything to add, babe?
No, I just, like and subscribe. And I know Skip is going to do several videos without me in them. And I'm interested to see, like, all the things and stories that he has to tell, because I've heard some of them, but I'm sure he has some interesting stories to tell about...
I have a lot of stories you'll never hear.
I would never judge him at any of those stories. I would actually find them quite interesting. So,
But you guys enjoy your Monday, and cheers.